Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Hard to believe, but it's time for Taroscopes again. This will be the Taroscopes for the sign of Cancer. That's Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Rising for the month of December 2023. It's been another interesting year. Remember when we just used to have like ordinary years? I vaguely remember that. Anyway, we're in a new place. So we're going to look at the astrology first, and then we'll look at the cards. I'll be using the Illuminati deck for Cancer this month. And of course, Cancer is a moon ruled sign. So what's going on with the moon will be significant. We have a new moon and a full moon this month. We'll look at it specifically. Cancer is a very sensitive sign, and it's connected to motherhood. It's connected to children. And it's been a really hard year for children. And so it's been a really hard year for Cancers because Cancer is a very sensitive sign. I myself am a Cancer, so I can speak from personal experience. But we'll see what's ahead for December of this year. And then we'll forward on to 2024 together. All right, let's get started. Sorry about the lighting. It's starting to get dark out, and I don't have enough lighting. It doesn't focus on me correctly. All right. All right, let's see what's going on here. We're going to do a little astrology first. Let me find. All right. Okay, awesome. All right, Cancer rising. So as I said, the moon is always significant in the chart, what the moon's doing in the chart of Cancer. Now, of course, the moon moves from sign to sign every 2.5 days. One of the reasons why Cancers are so changeable in their nature, because their ruling sign doesn't stay in a sign more than 2.5 days. So of course we're going to have different feelings and emotions. And of course, Cancer is the first water sign that we come up against or come into in the natural progression of the zodiac, right? It's the first water sign. It's cardinal. It's about instigating and initiating. And we're initiating feelings. We're getting the feels when we're in Cancer. And we don't always know what we're feeling in Cancer because to a certain extent, it's a new experience for the consciousness. And there's this waxing and waning nature that comes with Cancer. Cancer is the sign associated with the shoreline, where the earth meets the ocean, where the tide comes in. And sometimes it can be just lovely and lapping and, very, very nice. And other times it can be torrential and destructive. And either way, it's constantly in change, right? And so with that constant change can come a feeling of insecurity. And so for Cancer, we learn how to find inner security through outward insecurity, quite frankly. All right, so let's take a look and see what's going on with Cancer. We have the sun in the sign of Sag as we start the month, moving into Capricorn, or opposing sign, Cancer's opposing sign. That happens on the first day of winter or summer, depending on the hemisphere you're in. And that this year is happening on the 21st, late at night on the 21st on the east coast of the US. Probably the 22nd in Europe, I think. If I always do that wrong, so don't quote me on that. We have the two moons. We have the new moon at 21 degrees of Sag. That is happening for Cancer in their house of health. So this is a good time to start a new health regime. That new moon in Sag is in conjunct Uranus. Everything is connected to Uranus in all the new moons. Uranus being in your 11th house. Uranus is retrograde all month. and it moves from 21 to 20 degrees, which means it's retrograde, but it's moving relatively slowly because it will be going direct in January. We do have Mercury start the month in Capricorn. As soon as the month starts, Mercury moves into Capricorn, and it's there all month. Well, no, it's not there all month. It moves forward to until the 13th when it turns retrograde, and then it does move backwards in Capricorn and ingresses back into Sagittarius on the 23rd. So we have Mercury moving slowly forward in Capricorn, and then after the 13th is moving backwards. So there's a review of Capricorn, could be relationships, review of Sagittarius can be health issues. So you really do have to pay attention to your health this month. There's a lot of energy in that health house, including Mars, which is in Sag all month. Again, it's a good time to take actions for your health, but you do have to be careful, especially around irritation of the sciatic nerve at this time. So be aware of that. Let's see what else is happening. We have Venus is moving into Scorpio this month. Venus is in Scorpio, in another water sign, trines the energy of Cancer. So it's a nice flow for Venus. Venus in Scorpio wants to get her desires met, and we actually can. Venus will be in your fourth house. No, it would be in your fifth house. Let's see. It's in your fourth house until the 4th, and then it goes into your fifth house after that. And then eventually at the end of the month, it goes into Sag. So for most of the month, we have Venus in the house of children, in the house of fun, in the house of bedding. So if you're inclined to play the numbers or play the slots, or if you like do or just a lottery ticket, this might be a good time to do that with Venus moving through that house. So go buy your lottery tickets. We have again Mercury going retrograde this month, but we have two planets going direct. We have Jupiter and Neptune going direct, but they do go direct towards the end of the month. Neptune on the 24th, Christmas Eve, and Jupiter on the 30th, which is the eve of New Year's. It's the eve of New Year's Eve, as it were. So towards the end of the month, those two planets, which deal with expansion, start to move forward. And so we may end the month feeling like we didn't get quite as much done as we would have wanted to, or maybe had not seen as much progress as we had wanted to. We have seen a lot of progress, so don't worry about that, Cancer. The progress has been seen, the progress has been done. All right, what else do I want to say about this? We have Saturn still in the 9th house there, bringing structure to your philosophy of life, your perspective. Uranus retrograde in the 11th house, Jupiter turning direct in that 11th house. New goals are more easily start to move forward. Okay, so you've been doing a lot, but maybe a lot hasn't been happening. But all the work that you've put in is about to pay off as we move into 2024. All right. It is a vibrationally, it's a 19-1. December 2023 is a 19-1 vibration. 19-1 is the Sun card in the tarot, and it's generally about a new beginning and the things that you have to do this month, you agreed to. So no complaining. Of course, you agreed to it before you incarnated, so you might not remember that you agreed to it, but you agreed to it. So, all right. Full moon. Oh yeah, full moon in Cancer, right in that first house. Very, very emotional. That full moon happens on the 26th, the day after Christmas, for those of us who celebrate it. And I believe it's the first day of Kwanzaa, maybe. think Kwanzaa is a lunar thing. Yeah, Kwanzaa begins on that full moon on the 26th. So we can expect some big feelings, big emotions. And of course, it's been an emotional year. And there's been a lot of suffering and there's been a lot of pain that we've had to both witness and feel. So be gentle with yourselves, please. Be gentle with yourselves. All right. Let us get out of this and let's get to the tarot. And I said I was going to use the Illuminati deck, so I will be a woman of my word. Okay. Right. What is in store for Cancer for the month of December? We can also include the US in this reading because the US is a Cancer country, as is Canada. Yep, Canada's a Cancer country as well. All right. Or you can just claim it for yourself. Or if you don't like it, say, oh, that's Canada's reading. All right, almost ready. Almost feels right. I'll tell you, it's been hard, guys, but 2024 is going to have its challenges too. But don't lose heart and don't lose faith and don't lose your own sensitivities. Sometimes you have to protect yourself, but don't stop feeling because everything is pain. You have to manage that, to manage your filters. Put your filters up and only take in as much as you can. Don't feel guilty if you're not feeling every pain. We start the month in with the Hermit, so you're gonna feel perhaps like you want to be alone, you want to be hermited a bit, but you are shining your light. So even though you may be incommunicado perhaps, or hiding away a little bit, you're still shining your light, you're still sharing your wisdom, but people may have to come see you instead of you going to see them. The crossing card, the devil is about what you are chained to. It can also be literally evil that you're trying to combat, but you're combating it with your wisdom. And the 9 is also about forgiveness. And the forgiveness doesn't say that what the other person did was right, but what forgiveness does is it frees you from having what that other person did to you running your life. So forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself. Let's see what's underneath it. Change, transformation, total and utter transformation. These are powerful cards. So far, the first 3 cards, Cancer, have been all major arcana. In the past, we have the 7 of Pentacles. This is about tending your own garden, pruning, tending, waiting patiently for a time for things to come into fruition. So you've been very patient, Cancer. In the sky, we have the 2 of Pentacles. So there's still some struggle with trying to make ends meet, trying to find balance in a very tumultuous, stormy world, as it were. And trying to keep your ships off the rocks. And there you are, Cancer, the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, I often say, is tea and empathy. Maybe you need to find your little tea and empathy partner. So I would say that um, coming together with people. I feel like it's, instead of it being a big giant family thing, it feels like it's more intimate. It feels like it's just a few people. It feels like that's the kind of energy that you would feel more comfortable with this month. How it's seen from the outside, we have the Princess of Cups, which is also kind of a Cancer card. So we have the Queen and the Princess. People think you're younger than you are. They do. They think you're younger than you are. You're fooling them. No, just kidding. Um, um, People see you as wise, maybe beyond your years, but also a willingness to, even though it's been difficult and it's easy to sort of shut down with the kind of energy that we've had to face, you still are open to somebody needs help, or there's an openness to being and a willingness to share your feelings and have other people share your feelings with you. We have in the domestic situation the Four of Swords. This is about rest and recuperation. I feel like this is actually what you need to do this month more than anything, is to recuperate from probably the year that we've had and the changes that you've had to go through. Hopes and fears, the King of Swords. I need a hero. I need a hero at the end of the night, and he's gonna be fat. And anyway, that's the song that came to mind. The King of Swords can be legal matters, but it's also somebody who has good judgment. So either you hope you have good judgment, you're thinking you have good judgment, or you need somebody who can help you. So you might need some legal advice. Just find somebody who you can trust. Hopes and fears. Talk to a few, talk to a few, see who vibrates. Don't just go with one. And I like, if you need a lawyer, which is what's coming to me, talk to a few of them, see which one you feel most comfortable with, and go with that one. And then we have the King of Cups. Well, we have the King, the Princess, and the Princess and the King. So the King of Cups is, and if this is an America reading, that's Joe Biden being Joe Biden. But it is, it's everything's going to be okay. Like, the whole family's here. Everything's going to be okay. Ultimately, it's going to work out. There's emotional maturity. There's an ability to have dominion over your situation, despite the fact that you're very sensitive and there's a lot of feelings coming in. Let's see if we can get a major arcana. Yeah. So the High Priestess. Direct connection to source, and things are going to be revealed. So there are things that we don't know about at the beginning of the month that we're going to find out at the end of the month. Things are going to be revealed to us, and we're going to see that on some level it was all already taken care of. Like, we really didn't have to worry necessarily. Underneath it all, we have the Five of Cups, the Tower, and the Victory card. This is funny because the United States is a Cancer country, and we've been through all of these experiences, right? The sorrow, the Tower, and then the Victory card. So these cards say that you have been through the ringer, Cancer, and yet in the end, you're victorious. And in the end, you're exhibiting emotional maturity. And in the end, you're connecting with spirit directly. It's really about letting go of those things that chain you to feeling in a way you don't want to feel anymore. So That's what I see. All right, let's pick a, oops, let's pick a star seed to round this reading out. The Starseed Oracle. All right. So to round out the year, what a year it's been. You hear my cat? It must be 4, yeah, right around 4 o'clock, 4:20 sometimes. My cat needs his fix, and it's I love my mama, and I need my mama fix. Are you here, Charlie? Maybe not. Maybe he was talking to his dad. Maybe he needs his dad's fix. Called, called the soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Time to step up, Cancer. All right. I feel like the time to step up is going to be 2024, by the way, because you were supposed to rest this month, but this is where we end up. You came to Earth with a double mission to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. That's the at the end with the oh, okay. So most of December is about rest for Cancer, but at the end, towards the end, that's when we get the message from Spirit. Okay. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some of you may already be aware of, others you are just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chooses the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap and consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. That door is the door of 2024. I'm really interested to see what the cards are going to say for Cancer for 2024. But that won't come out till the end of the month. So, all right, guys. Rest. Get your rest. Looks like you're going to need it for 2024. It's been a difficult year, but give yourself the grace and the time. Practice forgiveness of self and others. Feel your feelings. You have every right to feel them. But when it gets too much, give yourself the grace of stepping back. You don't have to feel everything all the time. And I'm talking to myself. All right, guys, take care of yourselves, please. It's been an honor to walk through this year with you. I don't know how I could have done it without being able to do this. I honestly, this is like my therapy, quite frankly, and hopefully you're enjoying it as well. Beware Take care. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. The future is ours. We're already there. We're already in the light. We're already on the other side of things. We just have to physically now go through that, and so we will, and so we will. If you would like a reading with me, this is a perfect time to book a reading. Even if you want it for next year, we can still book it. If you want to give it as a gift, it's a beautiful gift to give. Self-knowledge is priceless. And if you want to give yourself the gift of self-knowledge, check out my options for readings. I do 1.5 and hour readings. If it's your first time, I prefer the 1.5 if you can afford it. If you can't, the hour will everything that needs to be said will be said, I'm sure. And it's a great gift. It's great. Like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And I do have a Patreon page. If you like my work and you would like to support me, I will graciously accept the support. So, all right. Take care, everyone. And I will see you again in 2024 when we look ahead and see and take a look. All right. Much love, everyone. Have a wonderful month. Have a wonderful holiday, whatever holiday you decide to celebrate. And if you don't celebrate any holidays, have a wonderful month anyway. Take care, everyone. Much love from my home to yours. Namaste.